back, everyone. Welcome back to another weekend edition here of the Crank Gathers Season 4 Group B week number 2. We are back with the conclusion of the group stage. Again, it's been a very intense couple of weeks here of StarCraft with the qualifiers, with the group stage as well, working through the events, working through something special, some StarCraft Evolution, some SC Evo, baby. Ay. Un momento as I try to fix up my camera. Un momento. Here we go, we're here, we are back. And again, we're jumping into Group B. So again, last night we were live with Group A, wrapping up the group stage and confirming our top 2 teams making it through, and that was Onside and Starnables out of Group A. Now we're here to determine which are going to be the top 2 teams making it out of Group B. Oh boy. Here in Group B would be featuring Basilisk, Red, White and Blue, CRHB, and Team Liquid. Some 4 hefty teams, but only 2 will make it through. Once again, to reiterate the format, the event itself, again, welcome to the Crank Gathers tournament. This is a tournament organized by Crank, J1 Choi. Again, Chijik did sponsor the event as well, I should mention that. Chijik did sponsor, Crank did organize, and has been putting together a team league for in StarCraft Evolution. Now, the team league itself has been intense. It's a Pro League style format. Pro League style formats, of course. So we do release lineups ahead of time. Teams, they submit their lineups, they get released to the public. Then teams have time to prepare for their upcoming matches in SC Evo. StarCraft Evolution is a mod that does pit together Brood War versus StarCraft 2. Does pit them together against each other. Does have them face off. Oh boy. But here we go. We have our first matchup. We have our first best of 5. Let's head on over to the lineups here. It's going to be best of 5 between Basilisk and Red, White, and Blue. Very quickly here. Bam. As you can see, we do have our teams. Up first for Team Basilisk, we have Serral. Serral going to be the starting player up against uThermal. Oh my god. It's going to be a ZVT in that first matchup, followed by Reynor versus Blask, Trigger versus Goblin, and then Serral versus Blask in game number 4. If we need an ace match, we will have said ace match. That's going to be available in game number 5. But otherwise, we have our 4 initial lineups about to be facing off. Oh boy. Here we go. Once again, when it comes to SC Evo, again, it's Brood War versus SC2. It is just solely Brood War versus SC2. The mod is not balanced for Brood War versus Brood War, just as a heads up. But here we go. We're going to be getting to our next matchup, into our fresh series, into game number 1. Going to be on Sylphid. Let's go. Let us go. But again, hope you've all been enjoying yourselves. Hope you all had a great week. It's been a pretty intense week of StarCraft. What with patches being released, with tournaments unfolding as well. It's been a lot. It's been a lot going on. Whew. And we're here to wrap up at least the group stage. Vámonos. We're here to wrap up. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Sylphid, we have the Brood War Zerg player. Pappy, let's go. We have the Brood War Zerg. We have representing Basilisk from Lena, Finland. It is Serral. And spawning in the top side of Sylphid, we have the blue Terran player, the SC2 Terran from Lena, the Netherlands. It is uThermal. Let's go. Let us go. We have our best of 1. We have our best of 1 ready for us here, and I'm excited to see how Serral does handle himself. Remember, Serral, this is not the first time we've seen him play Brood War Zerg. We did feature Serral last week in a bunch of ZVZs, and a plethora of ZVZs, and he was looking very impressive as Brood War Zerg. At least against Zerg, we'll see how he does fare off against Terran. Now, we did see some very heavy lurker play out of Serral when it was playing Brood War Zerg. I'm expecting more lurker play here as well. We could see a Ling into Muta play. That's the other option, but I mean, I don't know how confident or how viable it is to get into mass mutas here, depending on how fragile they are, especially with a more heavy bio setup. We do see that uThermal does open up with a second Rax already. Okay, so 2 Rax Reaper out of uThermal. I'm assuming 2 Rax Reaper just because there is a gas geyser behind this as well. Meanwhile, Serral going to be opening up Hatch Gas Pool, standard opener out of Serral so far. Oh boy. Now, we do know that Serral does have some experience in Brood War, and they were even joking about that during their interview as well. Oh, momentum. But I don't know like how confident he is getting into the swing of things here, getting into this kind of series. We'll find out together. We'll find out together. Let's go. We'll grow together. True. As now 2 Rax Reapers upon us. So he does find this, thankfully. The first overlord was sent topside, so he does find the Raxes, is aware of the 2 Rax Reaper coming his way. Serral going for a macro hatchery further back inside of his main base. Interesting location that he opts not to use his macro hatchery to wall off. I feel like that's standard in StarCraft Evolution. You get your macro hatchery here at the natural base, you start your SimCity. SimCity is even more crucial here just because, I mean, you don't have any queens, so trying to wall up and wall off, especially against Hellion aggression, is going to be that much more important here. So interesting choice out of Serral. To me, this tells me maybe some of the inexperience that Serral has, or at least unawareness of the meta. It may not come into play, it may come into play, we'll see. For now, Reaper does poke in, denies mining here at the natural. And does deny mining. With that behind this, we do have our faster lair going to be on the way. So a very fast lair here from Serral. With the fast lair, we can go into fast hydras, or even, sorry, we can go for the fast spire. So hey, we could be thinking about fast muta play. Could be Ling muta. Until then though, we're going to be denying mining. Yeah, more denied mining. Again, there's no colony in position. Link speed is about to finish up though in 10 seconds. Yeah, we're 10 seconds away. Till then, the hatchery getting somewhat low. I do like that we're being proactive here, catching out 1, 2 Zerglings before Link speed kicks in. 3, 4 Lings going down. Link speed is not done. We do collapse in, and we attempt this around. So far, nice control of the uThermal though. Yeah, it kites very well, very nice. He will dominate the Zerglings. No colony here, and no shot. Does it just end? Does it just end here and now? Heavy losses for Serral already. Brutal trades. Again, early game defense here, you're quite reliant on something like colonies, but no colonies were thrown down. And thankfully for Serral, uThermal only made 3 Reapers. If he had rallied and kept making more Reapers, going up to 5, 6 Reapers, this would have been game, 100%. But thankfully it's only 2 Reapers. They still trade incredibly well. But Serral finding out the hard way how difficult it can be to defend in the early game without safety queens and without side defense either. Meanwhile, we do have the Spire on the way, so it is going to be, again, 2 base, or really kind of 1 base lair, 1 base muta, as it was an incredibly fast lair here out of Serral. Lings, they're flooding across the map, but again, what damage will be done, because so far there's a full wall. Yeah, full wall back at home. Sim is almost complete. This should be leading into 1-2 punch. Now, uThermal, obviously he did not see the Spire. It was thrown down after he was dealt with, but uThermal did see the lair. He saw the lair, he saw the gases, he saw the lack of hydrogen as well. So uThermal, he should know 100% that mutas are coming. He can piece it all together. Now, from here, we'll see if uThermal can hit before we hit a mass amount of mutas. So far, it's going to be a 2 base, 4 racks all in. Yeah, 4 racks in total. Stim is almost done, and soon uThermal can send it across the map. Now, to defend, especially without colonies, it's going to take a lot of Zerglings. It's going to take a lot of Links here to deal with this. Once again, no static defense here from Serral. This also, again, rings true that it does look like some experience here out of Serral. Like, you do have to heavily rely a lot more on colonies here to survive against things like things like this, moves out like this, but we'll see if we even need that. Can Serral get away with it? 6 mutas on the way. Here comes uThermal. He is moving out. As he moves out, Lings, they can move in, and uThermal, he should wall off here. Hopefully he does. Lings get activated. Oh, yeah, catching a 1, 2, 3 Marines do go down. uThermal commits. How many Lings to defend? 14. And there it is. Colonies are now on the way, so thank God. I was about to say that without these colonies, I don't think there is a defense possible. So thankfully, we're morphing in those creep colonies. Marines, they arrive, but they arrive. They might arrive in time to focus on one of these colonies before they do finish. Yep, does focus on 1. Trades with the Lings. Trades with the mutas as well, but the colonies, they will finish. And I believe, yep, Serral holds. So he does hold on the colonies. They do finish up in time. Whew. uThermal still trades very well, though. Trades incredibly well. Oh, ooh, catching at 1 muta. Gets 2. 1, 2 mutas go down. A very nice pickup here by uThermal. And again, Serral is struggling. He is struggling here. And we can see Serral, he's switching out of Muta into Hydra. So switching into Hydra's, into Hydra Tech, into Lurker Tech, I would imagine. Mutas, they're supposed to gain map control. They're supposed to harass. They're supposed to keep the Terran army busy. That is not happening. That is not happening this game. We have more Marines on the way. And again, without earlier splash damage, without earlier Lurkers, and without map control with the Mutas, Mass Marine will excel. Remember, there's no Banelings. There's no Banelings, there's no Fungal. There's no robust Roach Ravager. Lurker Tech is on the way. We need those Lurkers. So he has to buy time. He has to buy time for the Lurkers. Ideally, he wants to bait a stim. We have more colonies on the way. Medevacs are coming in. So uThermal's going to wait for the Medevacs. This is giving time for extra colonies. Yeah, it's giving time. So we're going for Ninja Base. It looks like we now have 5 colonies. Now with 5 colonies, I don't know if uThermal has enough anymore. I think it's taken too long. Yeah, reinforcements are getting caught out. Finally, a good trade here with the Mutas, catching up 2 Widow Mines and Marines. Yeah, uThermal, he was inattentive. Late to react. Marines, they stem in. He gets 1, he gets 2. And he gets 3. Yeah, 3, 4, 5. And in the end, were the Lurkers. They're not ready. Lurkers are not ready in time. Just barely not. Lurker aspect finishing up in 5 seconds, but too late. And with that, the Marines, they stutter step in. They stim. And they win. They stim and they win here as uThermal. He will break through. He'll break through Serral. Cleans up all the Hydras. Cleans up all the Lings. Army's a little bit over stim, but the Mutas, they still cannot engage. Not head on. Not like this. As this is very quickly critical damage. Oh my god, the target firing. Yeah, target firing of the Mutas. Overstim of the Marines. Still trades well. And with that, Serral, he's barely... Yeah, he got the reinforcements. GG gets called. And uThermal, he will take game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. uThermal, he will claim a lead in the series. Will claim a lead. He'll take game number 1 here. Once again, Serral showing some of that inexperience in StarCraft Evolution. He looked good in the ZVZs, but here, again, he did struggle in the early game. The first couple of Reapers did kind of set the pace and set the tone for the game itself. Then we had the follow-up, of course, 2-base all-in with Mass Marine. Serral trying to... I mean, again, he was punished early on for the lack of defense, and likewise, he was punished for going into Mutas as well. The 2-base Spire, 2-base Muta play, really 1-base play, was a bold move out of Serral, but again, he did not really get the ball rolling. It's heavily reliant on gaining momentum, gaining control, having a clean early game, and containing the Terran. Failed to do all of that. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're now getting the end of 2. Going to be getting ready for our next matchup. It's going to be a ZVZ between between Reynor and Blask. Okay, so the turns are tabling here. Now BASILISK can play SC2. Now Team Red, White, and Blue, they continue to play, or now they play Brood War. Let's go. Let's go. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of BlackRock, we have the blue Zerg player, the blue Zerg player himself. Just fixing up the nameplate. There we go. The blue Zerg player himself from Croatia, representing Team Red, White, and Blue. It is Blask. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Zerg player. We have the Italian Zerg representing BASILISK. The SC2 Zerg player, it is Reynor. Let's go. Let us go. And again, so far, a strong start for Team Red, White, and Blue. uThermal leading the charge, taking down Serral, the best Zerg player in StarCraft. The best player, sorry, in StarCraft, period. And we'll see if the rest of uThermal's team can keep up. Blask, alongside Vaeda, alongside Goblin, they're going to be they got to step up here to bring down BASILISK. And once again, Reynor is also even less experienced than Serral in StarCraft Evolution, but he's playing SC2, right? He's playing SC2 Zerg, so Reynor has that advantage. Blask, I would say, is much more experienced in StarCraft Evolution. That is true, but I feel like it's going to be on Blask to try to use that knowledge to his advantage and try to catch Reynor with his pants down. We'll see if he can. We'll see if he can. I'm sure Reynor was watching the Serral ZVZs with the heavy lurker play and the heavy drop play, So I'm sure Reynor's aware of the potential of that kind of style. We'll see if Blask embraces that or if he goes into Muta play instead. So here we go. Blask, let's move out. Check the natural. Likewise, Micro Hatchery here out of Blask. And so far, I mean, nothing crazy when it comes to the openers here. Welcome to BlackRock, a 2-player spawn map. We do have open bases, but this is less applicable here to ZVZ, where everything is open anyway. And Blask is rushing into a lair, so it's looking like mutas. It looks like we're rushing into the spire, rushing into Muta play. We'll see if Reynor can determine what's going on, and we'll see if Reynor can punish. As we're going double Macro Hatchery to wall off, okay? Macro Hatchery is being thrown down. Reynor, he does still have 2 in gas, of course, claiming his 3rd base. And Reynor has some options. He can either go for a Roach base all in to shut this down, or go into his own anti-air setup. I will say that coming into this so far, like Reynor, is determining that it is going to be 3-base heavy play. Sorry, 2-base heavy play, I meant to say. But has yet to really piece together what's going on. Fast Roach one. There it is, Roach all in. Okay, so he's going for the Roach all in. I do like this for Reynor. Obviously, it's a little bit risky if the site defense of the colonies. If Blask can realize an all in is coming ahead of time, then he can throw down a wall of like 5 colonies to buy time for the mutas. And I'm getting ahead of myself, actually. My apologies. I'm assuming muta, it's 2-base lurker. Oh. Is this a hard counter? Is this how this turns out? If Reynor goes for a big 2-base all-in, hits this base, fails to kill, and then lurkers arrive and just shut down the ground push, like Blask, can he do this? He's basically he's faking Muta play. He's faking Spire. Reynor 100% believes this is Muta, and he's coming. Reynor's going for the all-in. I don't know if lurkers are going to be ready though. Like that's the thing. A lurker's going to be ready in time because the riches are coming. It's going to be close. Yeah, Reynor, he sees the wall of colonies. Here comes the all-in. Yeah, here comes the all-in. Reynor's moving out. Meanwhile, Blask just droned. That's crazy. There we go. He now realizes. Oh, no! Oh, my God. Does wall off in time. Hydras are now revealed. Reynor, I don't think he saw the Hydras yet. Lurker tech is more than halfway done. Again, Blask needs a little bit more time. A little bit more. And Reynor, now he drones. Yeah, now he drones up. Reynor, looks like he has realized what's going on. As he's now starting to drone. Roaches have arrived, going for the hatchery. And it looks like Blask will survive this, but now it's all about the counterattack. And now it's about Blask, when he does defend this, like, can he break out across the map? Can he punish Reynor with the higher tech of lurkers? Or does the game just continue? Yeah, again, the Hydra was revealed. Reynor, he's droning. He knows he cannot kill. Oh, careful. Yeah, leaves him for this round. Ooh, catching out one Hydra. Here comes the lurker. Yeah, lurker's now on the way, but so far Reynor doing a great job here, just picking up the macro hatcheries, droning up, and building up Roach Ravager. Again, that is an alternate answer here, solution to the lurkers. We can bile that. Oh no! Yeah, Blask gets punished. Yeah, massive punish here. Hydras, they overextend. 1, 2, 3, 4 Hydras going down. Both macro hatcheries as well. Heavy losses here for Blask. And now Blask, he's down to just a handful of units contained on 2 bases. And Reynor can freely drone up completely on a 3-base economy. Lair is now on the way as well. I should fix up the title. My apologies. Zero loaders hunted down. Blasty supply blocked. Lunkers are waddling in. Let's move out. And Blask is basically all in himself now. He's 2 base all in, he's just too far behind to try to get a 3rd base and join up. Blask is down to 32 workers. I just don't think there are going to be enough lurkers. I don't think there's enough pushing power here. Not against the amount of Ravagers that Reynor should have. Blask moves out. Waddling in. Trying to at least... Oof. Catching out one of the Ravagers. Does get one. Roger had to move in and catching out one of the lurkers. Yeah, one. Oh, 2 lurkers going to be going down. And with that Reynor, he breaks through. Yeah, he breaks through. There's just not enough here. Sure, there's some lurkers, and I mean, they do actually trade well. They trade well for themselves, but remember, Blask is all in. Like, trading is not good enough. We got to keep going. We got to break a base. We got to break an expansion. We're down to 2 lunkers. Muscles water forward. Setting up. Oh. Setting up. Lurkers pushing forward. Reynor going to be collapsing in. And again, he has plenty to work with here. Takes down the first 2 lurkers. There's, what, 3 lurkers left? We're down to 3. Sorry, down to 4. down to 3. Again, Reynor, he's freely mining on 3 bases, building a more Roach Ravager. Due to the Biles, like, the lurkers can't really push further in. Like, Biles, they just turn them away. They're a way to deal with that said siege race units. This is unfortunate. No! Yeah, Reynor catching out 3 more lunkers. And catching out 3 more. Brings down 1, 2, 3. Trying to make use of the tall grass. Trying to. I mean, I appreciate. A couple lings who try to slip by. And again, Blask, he hasn't made a drone in quite some time. You can see here he's got 5 workers as natural. He hasn't lost any workers, he just hasn't been droning, right? Again, emphasis. It's been an all-in the entire time. There's no longevity here for Blask. And here comes Reynor. Moves out across the map, denies a 3rd. Moving further in. Okay, we have those 3 lurkers. Trying to push into this line of sunken colonies is going to be difficult. It's not going to be easy. So we try to focus on there. We try to focus on the lurker. The cocoon. Still just 3. Yeah, still 3 lunkers. Oh, that's going to let it cancel. Blask does try to counterattack. Setting up in the center, actually. Okay. He's doing what he can. The copium is real, badly. That's Reynor. He will get supply block, but I mean, he's almost maxed. He's almost maxed at this point. Once again, does bypass the main army, catching out 2 more lurkers. Trying to at least. Ooh. And barely does. It barely does catch him out. A bit of a shaky trade here. Lurkers are trying to burrow. Biles, they do connect. Oh my god, catching out another lurker. Down to 2. Sorry, down to 3. 3 lunkers back. And GG. GG gets called. Reynor, he ties up the series 1-1. We have a back and forth. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Interesting build here by Blask. I do appreciate the idea behind it. So running back for those that weren't here for the beginning, Blask went for a 2-base layer. 2-base layer, I assumed it was 2-base muta. Reynor assumed it was 2-base muta as well. We just all assumed it was going to be 2-base muta. In the end, it was 2-base lurker, which depending on the setup there, I thought that maybe we could then shut down the all-in. But the issue is that Reynor, he pivoted away from the all-in. Initially, Reynor, he went for a big Ling Roach Ravager all-in. Then when he realized that he could not break that position and he couldn't break the lurkers, he just droned up behind it and built up a superior economy, and with that he was just able to outscale Blask, as Blask, he was bleeding out hatcheries, bleeding out even a couple of hydras as well. They were getting quartz, and Reynor was able to just macro out of it and outscale Blask over time. GG. GG, all played. Suddenly Blask, he was one of those forced into an all-in instead, and now we have our back and forth series. Now who will take a lead in this series? Up next, we're going to be loading into Fighting Spirit. Going to be loading into a PvP between Trigger and Goblin. Let's go. Let us go. We're going to be loading on in. Going to be loading into our matchup here. Un momento. I recall. Yeah. I think there was a match that was played ahead of time. Go. As we are spawning in the top left-hand corner of Fighting Spirits, we have the Canadian Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing BASILISK. Representing BASILISK, it is a Trigger, the Brood War Protoss. And spawning in the bottom-hand corner, we have the StarCraft 2 Protoss player representing Team Red, White, and Blue. It is Goblin. He be red, he be white, he be blue, pappy. Ah, the freedom. He's here. That's what I think of when I think of uThermal and Goblin. And Vader. And Blask. Not wrong, not wrong. There you go. Here we go. We're going to be opening up, and from here we are going to be settling into our PvP matchup. Now, when it comes to PvP, proxies and all-ins are quite prevalent. Not saying that we have to see that, but it's definitely an option here for our two players as we're going for vertical scouts, vertical spawns, and we find each other here. Okay, so again, this is a 4-player spawn map on Fighting Spirits, but we do have close spawn locations. Aggression is going to be much more favored here as a result. Much more favored. I think the Fighter is good versus Arch Ravager. None of that is applicable because remember, it was a 2-base all-in, if not a 1-base all-in. Remember, there were only 5 drones at the natural, so trying to think about like further compositions were not applicable in that last game because it was an all-in, right? It was an all-in. There were only 5 workers at the natural base. It was 33, right? 33 drone kills, 33 drones in total. It was like just over 1 base saturation. There we go. Here we go. We're going to be building up. Now, when it comes to our PvP here, when it comes to common compositions, we do often see a heavy robo play from both players. We're talking Disruptor versus Revertech. That's only if we get into the mid-game. But I will say that Goblin has been cooking with some interesting builds, and he does go for a greedier opener. Okay. Not a 2-gate. Going gates, hybrid, expand. So a greedier start here from Goblin. Trigger, likewise, doing something very similar as well. It makes sense based on the fact that we have loaded into a 4-player spawn map. So both players delay their second gateways to the point where even Goblin cuts corners going for a much earlier council before second gateway. So very greedy build here by Goblin. I would say like borderline, like again, illegally greedy build here from our blue Protoss player, and Trigger wants to punish. Here we go, proxy pylon into proxy gateway. At Trigger, he's going to commit. Trigger is going to be committing across the map here. So hyper aggression with Mass Dragoons. Remember, there's no warping mechanics, so the gateway is just to reinforce, just to hammer that home, and we'll soon be rushing across the map. Let's go. It's soon time to commit. Meanwhile, defensively, what do we have to defend? Thankfully, we have 1 blind battery, 1 blind shield battery. Blink will be done earlier than normal because of the greed of this build, but only one gateway. Because there's only one gateway, Goblin, he has very limited production right now. He's warping in one Stalker at a time. This might just be game. It's a 2 base 4 gate all in. 2 base 4 gate all in. So Master Dragoon will overwhelm Goblin. Goblin is in trouble. He is in trouble here. He just hasn't really seen what's going on. He has not scouted. He's not aware of the proxy. Not aware of the proxy. Not aware of the lack of tech. He is not aware. Matchup seems limited to me. Sounds like you need to watch some more StarCraft, Pappy. True, true. Yes, here come all the Dragoons. Again, Goblin is going to be in trouble. He needs time for all these gateways to get up. We need time for the gateways. Blink is going to be done very quickly. Remember that. So over the course of this all in, Blink is going to kick in. And we'll see if the gateways kick in as well, as they're just now morphing in. We need time. We need those gates. Yeah, gateways are coming online. Goblin needs a couple more seconds. Warps in the Stalkers. Whew. And Trigger, he deviates. Oh, Proxy Robo. That's gonna take too long. This is gonna take too long here. And now the greed of Goblin to rush into early Blink. Now this is gonna it's gonna kick in. It's gonna kick in very hard. So it looks like Trigger wants to go Proxy Robo into Proxy Bay into Proxy Reavers, but it's gonna take so long to kick in. Like, not like this. Yeah, catching out 1, 2, 3 Dragoons. Dragoons are trying to break their way through. The battery's out of energy. But again, some rough losses here when it comes to the Dragoons. Losing far too many. Losing too many here. Goblin is holding. Goblin is holding on. Again, remember, Blink should not be done by now, but it is just because of the greed of Goblin of cutting corners, staying on one game for so long. And Goblin, he got away with the greed. He got away with the greed. And with that, we'll break through. This robot never came into play. Never came into play. And we find the proxy, and it's going to be shut down. It's going to be shut down completely here. Cleaning up the Dragoons. And again, Trigger, he gambled it all here, going for the proxy. Again, going for the robo was crazy. Very ambitious, trying to go for the robo as well. Everything will and should be depowered. Cleaning up all the pylons. And GG. GG gets called. Goblin, he'll take a 2-1 lead in the series. GG. Whew. GG, well played with that. Goblin, again, winding it back here. Goblin went for a very greedy build, going for insanely fast blink and delaying his gateways. I thought against an all-in that it would be too greedy, but as we saw, Trigger, he did hit too late. He hit too late. By the time he hit, he actually hit just as the gateways were coming online. It was very, very well timed there for Goblin to be able to finish up those gateways just as the all-in was hitting, and with that, he was able to muster up his army, pull off that defense, and snowball that control from there with the power of, again, early blink. GG. GG, well played with that. Congratulations. Goblin, who'll take a 2-0 advantage here for Team Red, White, and Blue. And now we're getting ready for our next matchup. We're going to be jumping into a ZVZ. Going to be loading into what next? Serral versus Blask. Oh boy. And this is where the pressure is going to be on Blask, because Serral, he has some insane ZVZ here in StarCraft Evolution. He showed that off. If you missed it, I do highly recommend the VODs from last week, as Serral did take down both Solar and Shin with Brood War Zerg. We'll see how he does handle himself though, as it's going to be Blast now playing Brood War Zerg, Serral playing SC2 Zerg. We'll see. We'll see if Team Red, White, and Blue can close it out here and now, or if we force the ace match. Let's go. Let us go. Just catching up with the chat. Haven't played Brood War. Dragoons just like Brood War Stalkers. Is that kind of what they are? The Dragoon is kind of like a cross between a Stalker and an Immortal in a sense. Dragoons are they're tankier. They're less mobile. Easy to force field them away. Kind of like again, like Stalker Sentry play isn't really very common in StarCraft Evolution. As we were saying previously, if you're talking about mid game play, it's typically more like robo heavy play from both sides. If you haven't watched much of it. But here we go. We're getting to our next matchup, and oh my god, we're going gas first. Okay, Serral's gonna cheese it up, as in the bottom left-hand corner we have the SE2 Zerg player. We have the... Oh, for Basilisk, down in the series, by the way. Down in the series, we'll see if we can bounce back. Going for the gas first. Hyper Greed, Hyper Aggression. We're going to cheese it up. It is Serral. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Croatian Zerg player, the Brood War Zerg representing Team Red, White, and Blue. It is Blask. Hatch first. Hatch, gas pool, standard opener out of Blask. Meanwhile, gas first out of Serral. With gas first, this leads into a fast link flood, so early link speed. And if we stay in gas, this can lead, Bane Bust. So it's going to be a link flood into a Bane Bust. Serral's going for an all-in, and Blask it's going to be a tough hold. Not impossible, but based on the builds here, Serral does have the advantage. Serral was hoping for a hatch first, and it is a hatch first. It comes down to the unit control here of Blask. He has to be very careful not to lose too many workers early on. He has to buy time for his own link production. So here comes Serral. So the way this works here is, that again, Blask, I don't think it's worth trying to protect the low ground expand. We'll see if Serral does try to bait him down. He should be trying to bait him, because here comes the Bane Bust. So ideally, Serral, he wants to show these lings, nibble away at the low ground, force Blask to pull the boys, and then bam, surprise him with Banelings. As Blask ideally wants to fight for the low ground. Lings, they move in. They will surround the first colony. Boys are being pulled. So Serral, he does bait him down. And now it's time to dance with the army. Banelings are now morphing in. We have 2 Banelings on the way. Denies one of the colonies. And the Banelings are coming. And can Serral connect? The first colonies on the way. Oh no, the boys! The boys, get out of here. Yeah, the boys almost get pulled in. We don't want to waste those Banelings. And so far, we're just zoning. Yeah, we're zoning away those lings. Ensuring there is no surrounds, which means that first colony gets surrounded. Yeah, it's going to be shut down. And again, these Banelings ensure that drones, they cannot be pulled. They cannot be pulled. There's a cancellation. Boys, they cannot engage. And with that, Serral's done it. Serral, he has done it. Ooh, first big connection. Cleans up everything here at the natural. 9 drone kills. GG gets called. And Serral, he will tab the series. We are going to the ace match. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Again, so the way this works here is that Serral, he revealed early links. He revealed what looks to be almost like a 12 pull or a pull first, when really it was a commitment into link speed and Banelings. Blask, of course, didn't know that, so that's why he did come down to low ground. He was trying to pull off that low ground defense, and then bam, suddenly Banelings come into the mix, link speed comes into the mix as well, and it becomes a much more chaotic defense there. If that first colony had finished, if Blask were able to pull the boys earlier and finish that first colony, then a different story. The other case scenario, of course, is if Blask realized how committed Serral was, then he could try to pull off a main base defense instead and have his side defense finish in the main and then defend, and then the game continues from there. But again, Blask was working with very incomplete information, and with that, Serral does tie things up, and now we're going to the ace match. Let's go. Let us go. We're getting into the ace match. So when it comes into this, I heard the intern has been hired for a sacred illusion. Cap. It'd be funny if they moved to 6. They wouldn't. So for those that are unaware, the StarCraft Evolution team, they did actually do a bunch of testing with lower worker counts. I think they tested with 6, and I think they also tested with 4 maybe as well. But they found that it just wasn't really viable, or I should say that it would be a lot of work to make it work. Just because of the SE2 macro mechanics, trying to balance out Brood War workers and the Brood War economy against the SE2 economy with a low worker counts would just prove to be too difficult. So they're like, yeah, no. It's proved to be too difficult. But here we go with that GG. GG well played. With that, we are now getting ready for the ace match. We're tied up 2-2 here, and we'll see who gets fielded in that final game. Now, coming into this, as you can see, we've had a back and forth so far between Serral, uThermal, Reynor, Blask, Trigger, Goblin. Now, the way this format works here is that both teams will field one ace player, but the player that already played twice cannot be fielded. So, for example, Serral cannot be fielded as the ace player. He was already used twice. Likewise, Blask cannot be fielded as the ace player. He was already used twice. So from BASILISK, they have to pick either Reynor or Trigger. From Team Red, White, and Blue, they have to pick either uThermal or Goblin, or Vaeda. True, Vaeda is also in the mix as well. Now, this is where mind games come to play, and you can try to snipe your opponent, and you can try to assume a certain matchup and try to field a player that excels at a certain matchup. Another factor here, of course, is it is a coin flip to determine which team gets to play SC2 and which team gets to play Brood War. That's also another factor as well. As so far, only the SC2 teams have won. uThermal won with SC2 Terran, Reynor won with SC2 Zerg, Goblin won with SC2 Protoss, and Serral won with SC2 Zerg as well. So far, Brood War are 0-4. And so that can also be a factor as well, just because of like the experience of players and how familiar they are with the Brood War side of things. Coming into this, from my understanding, I believe Trigger has more experience in StarCraft Evolution than Reynor, so they might field Trigger as the ace match if it's SC, if they have to play Brood War, right? If they have to play Brood War. But so far, the coin has been flipped. Ooh, okay, so we have flipped the coin. It is going to be BASILISK. They play Brood War, and Team Red, White, and Blue, they play SC2. Okay. So we have flipped our coin. And we have our starting players. Okay. So we have our starting players here. It is going to be Reynor. Reynor coming out as the Brood War Zerg, and uThermal coming out as the SC2 Terran. Aye. But bold move to field Reynor here. Maybe he's feeling a little bit more confident against Terran, more so than Trigger. We'll see. We shall see. Again, I don't think I've actually seen Reynor play Brood War Zerg before, so I don't know what to expect. We'll see if he can fare better than Serral here. We'll see. Here we go. You gotta send Serral again? No. Again, when it comes to the rule sets, players that have already been fielded twice cannot be fielded again, so they cannot reuse Serral. He's not the ace for BASILISK. Instead, it is going to be Reynor. As spawning in the top left-hand corner here of Fear and Faith, we have the blue Terran player. We have the blue Terran for Team Red, White, and Blue. It is uThermal. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Brood War Zerg player for BASILISK. It is Reynor. Let's go. Let us go. We're going to be opening up. We're going to be settling in. And welcome to Fear and Faith. Fear and Faith is a 4-player spawn map. You can spawn in top right, bottom left, and top left as well. So 4 possible spawn locations. On top of that, we do have our monorail system, of course, to scatter each other a little bit faster, to reduce some of that RNG. And because it's StarCraft Evolution, they both know, or at least uThermal knows that Reynor's not bottom left, and Reynor knows that uThermal's not bottom right either. So we've ruled out some of the possibilities. Oh my god, gas first? Let's go. Gas first out of Reynor. Gas into pool into a delayed hatchery here. So early Ling speed into an early lair. Are we going 1-base lair, or are we going for a Ling flood? Okay, curious. I don't know how wide the breadth of play Reynor has, how wide it is in Brood War. Like again, like in StarCraft Illusion. Like again, Reynor, he's I would say one of the more inexperienced players. So yeah, show us what you got. Is it going to be for the lair or just Ling speed? Are we Ling flooding or not? Now the first Overlord does scout bottom right, so Reynor's looking for his opponent. Second Overlord stays outside of the natural. Meanwhile, it is going to be, greed out of uThermal, going Rax first, going Rax into CC, but he will skip the Reaper. Skips the Reaper, skips the Marine, going Reactor first instead. Okay. Meanwhile, Ling speed is on the way, and do you see what I see? Continued gas. Continued gas mining here. So with that, and the SCV Scout does confirm the Ling speed as he sees it researching, and also confirms the gas income as well. This looks like fast lair. So fast Ling speed into fast lair, but with 2 hatcheries, it looks like we're not going for an all-in. It looks like this just looks like really inefficient, hyper safe play. When I say hyper safe, if uThermal is going for like a proxy, or a one base all in, then this would almost hard counter that. But uThermal expanded, and uThermal's building up in towards the early game. So when it comes to our openers here, Reynor, he's at a deficit. Basically, these early lings and the early ling speed is a waste. It's not really achieving anything here, and it won't achieve anything. So a bit of a unfortunate start here for Reynor. As now he's going into the Hydra Den. So there's no fast 2-base lair. It's going to be 2-base Hydra, which is a lot more standard. Reynor still searching for his opponents. Looks like, again, Reynor should have known that uThermal was not bottom left because of the early pings, but Reynor might not be aware of said early pings. Lair is on the way. So it looks like we're rushing into lurker tech. Rushing lunkers. Now, we've been here before. Who hits first? As uThermal is going for a heavy stim timing here, so stim is going to be on the horizon. We'll see if uThermal throws down a 4th Rax and goes for a 4-Rax 2-base all-in, which is what uThermal did against Serral earlier. I will say that the potential for lurkers being faster does allow for a stronger defense if Reynor can get there. And it's not going to be a 4-Rax, it's going to be a 3-Rax stim into a factory, into Starport, into a longer game. Okay. Going for a longer game. So we go. uThermal, he's moving out. Remember, he's moving out pre-medevac, so he has to be very careful with how and when he stims, but it is a very hefty army here. And pure Ling Hydra will struggle to defend against this. As Reynor, he will now see it. There we go. Now he starts to move out. Reynor's aware. Gonna try to meet the army. Reynor setting up the concave. Splitting off his Hydras. Uh-oh. Does split off. uThermal stims in. No colony. Yeah, no colony to defend. We're coming in with this round. Tries to at least, and Hydras are going to fall. Yeah, the boys are being pulled here. Some heavy losses for Reynor. Ay, ay, ay. Losing Hydras, losing drones, and this is getting out of hand. It's becoming too much. It's becoming far too much here. We start to step in. We focus on every single Hydra list. We're down to 1, down to 0 Hydras, and with that, a team red, white, and blue. The freedom, baby. There's too much freedom here in the natural. Yeah, it takes down 22 drones. The 2-base lair didn't come into play. 2-base lurkers didn't come into play either. The army is over-simmed, but again, this is game-ending damage. Game-ending damage. GG gets called, and uThermal, he will claim the series at 3-2 for his team, red, white, and blue. GG. Whew. And GG, well played, uThermal, who will claim uThermal, Goblin, Blast. They will claim the series here for team red, white, and blue. Again, it's just too much freedom in the team. That's what I think of when I think of Netherlands and Croatia. True. As they will claim the series. Again, Reynor, he did try. I mean, when it came to the early game, Reynor, he was assuming that that uThermal was going to be more aggressive. That assumption didn't really come to fruition here. So the early gas, the early link production didn't really lead to too much, unfortunately. Likewise, so the follow-up trying to go into 2-base lair, 2-base lurkers, but again had no site defense ready. It was a late scout of the all-in that was coming. I say all-in, I shouldn't go that far. It was a late scout of the push that was coming, and Reynor, he had no site defense ready. Once again, typically colony site defense are quite crucial when it comes to defending against early game pushes, but again, we did kind of notice that Reynor, like he came in with a little bit less experience with StarCraft Evolution, with Brood War, and with that uThermal did excel. GG, well played. With that, team red, white, and blue, they will make it through again. SE2 coming on top in every game. Well, which is what we expect when it comes to like more inexperienced teams, is just relying on your SE2 skill instead of your Brood War skill. But GG. GG, well played. With that, we are going to be going on a short break. Here. When we come back, we'll have our next matchup. Team Red, White, and Blue. They're staying on. They're going to be facing off against Team CRHB, arguably the best team in the league. Who is Team CRHB? That is classic Hero, Solar, and Shin. It's a hefty team, papi. So, oh boy. Best of luck. We'll be back soon after the break. See you soon.